All right, all right. Welcome to this beautiful Saturday morning. You got myself and Brother Vandy, Minister Vandy Jenkins on the line with me now. This is a new program called Small Business Saturday. And I just want to, Vandy, I want to thank you for taking the time out and the opportunity to come online and sit down and chat with me. How you been doing?
I've been doing all right.
Man, I see you got your camera ready, your lighting, and I see you representing the Golden State right behind you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We're going to bounce back after this quarantine.
What do you mean? I thought you were from Louisiana.
Well, sometimes you have some people that's not for the home team, So, I'm a Dallas Cowboys fan, soon to be a Tampa Bay fan.
Whoa, why?
Just anybody but the home team,
Why Tampa Bay?
I always got support for the underdog. Tom Brady, how they did him. So, I'm rooting for the guy. I want him to be successful, and then he brought his sidekick Bronk back with him. So I'm hoping that this pandemic, some way get under control so we can see football.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Let's jump right into it. And that's why I invited you on, Vandy, because we want to talk about the impact of this coronavirus that took place, as far as we know, started this year in the middle of March. And then several weeks later, we got hit by a hurricane. I think it hit somewhere where your business is located.
Yeah, the tornado came through here, and thanks be to God that no lives were lost, only just damage to property, which can be, replaced, when it comes to material things.
That's right. As long as we insure it properly, nonetheless, insured or not, it can be eventually replaced. You're right about that. Well, Vandy,
that's
you and I,
insurance.
Yeah, we have a history. I first met you, I don't know, how long has it been, 10, 12 years ago when I first met you?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you just...
it's been 14 years.
14 years.
Yeah.
Man, you have truly made a transition as an individual, a family person, a community leader, and now I know you got real deep into the church, and now you're preaching now, correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, because when I first met you, you was always strong and compelled to do the right thing, and now, from my understanding, they call you the street preacher.
Yes, sir. I was given that name by Brother Marcus, and he gave me that name, and I remember to this day, he said, you're going to be able to reach more people than most preachers, because I guess, he just saw my witness and how I carried myself, that I was able to reach just, people in general, whether, just everyday common people,
That's right. That's right. The grassroots, the people that we work with, the people that we do business with each and every day, shoulder to shoulder, people that we go to church with. Man,
yes,
we appreciate you. We appreciate you. Hey, Vandy, I got a question for you. We're talking about this COVID-19, how pre-COVID-19, I mentioned about being a family man, being a community individual, but you started your own business. You came over there with us at Supreme Mart, and you were with us 7 years faithfully, each and every
10
week.
years.
10 years, my bad. 10 years through trials and tribulations. And at that point in time, you decided to go ahead and open up your own business. Now, tell me about that transition from coming over there with us to you making a decision to get out on your own.
Okay, well, in our community, especially the Black community, we always say we want more Black businesses, and what people fail to realize, you have to have models in front of you to inspire you so that you can have that aspiration. I was under 3 Black men, and I was able to observe them, how they carried themselves, how they did business, how they promoted family. And, at some point, I had a vision and I wanted the same thing. And so those 10 years, that was my preparation and training. I didn't know it when I first started, but right now, the same principles, the same, tangible, lessons that I learned there at Supreme Mart prepared me for eternal cuts and styles.
Well, man, we sure appreciate you. Definitely welcome you to the small business world, because it's not easy.
No.
It gets tough.
But But when I saw y'all go through the struggle, I knew that as a leader, you couldn't panic. You just had to persevere because, we wasn't given a silver spoon. And a lot of times, most people, they go through banks to establish their business or whatever. We just had to, you know, basically, uh, as they say, when I was in the world, get it how we live. but
That's
we
right.
wasn't born with silver spoons, and so we had to be innovative. We had to keep pushing, and that's what I learned from you guys.
Oh, we sure appreciate you, man. 'Cause you're always faithful with us. You work with us. And no matter what, the trials and tribulations, we stuck together. And then it was just at that point in time, you matured. It was time for you to move on. And that's what happens in life.
Yes, sir.
And when you do, we still support you. Tell me a little bit about your business. What's the name of your business? What type of business? Where is it located? And how do we contact you?
Okay. Well, the name of my barbershop is Eternal Cuts and Styles. And the reason I named it Eternal Cuts and Styles because God is eternal. And he blessed me with this business. And we offer, as of right now, we have 3 barbers and 1 beautician. And so
Whoa,
we're
whoa, whoa. I
located.
remember when you first opened the doors, man, it was only you. Now you got what again?
I got 3 barbers, and I have the 3rd barber. She's a woman. She does it all, and she specializes in color. Her name is Key, uh, you know. And so my beautician, Bridget, she's
Yeah.
over here with us. And
Yeah.
so
Big baby.
if you look up Eternal Cuts on Booksy, you'll find Michael Wilson, Key White, and myself, Vandy Jenkins. And so we're located on 905 South 2nd. That's in Monroe, Louisiana.
Okay. Now tell me, you just mentioned, now I know you put your own little twist on it, and through 10 years of being over there on Supreme Art on Winsboro Road, the traditional manner, you saw how once you moved on your own, you can make tweaks to it. Now you just mentioned something about Booksy. Now spell that for us and let us know, what is that?
That's an app that a lot of barbers are using today to book appointments, and it's much more easier for the barber to keep up with his, customers. And it's also easy for the customer because they can go in and book their appointments and not have to wait in the shop 3 or 4 hours, And so it's Booksy, Booksy, and you download the app. And all you have to do is put the person's name or barbershop, and they should pull up. You just put the zip code in, and you just book your appointments. And like with my appointments, you can book 3 months out. So it's very
Man,
helpful.
times have changed.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, professional. Go ahead now. That's what I'm
And
talking about.
most people have smart devices or intelligent devices. And so it doesn't take nothing but a couple of taps and you set.
Right, right. Okay. Sounds good. Sounds good. Booksy. All right. And just download that and fill in the data and put your name, and they could definitely make an appointment up to
Yes, sir.
3 months. Hey, gotta love it. Van, now there are some negative and some positive components to this COVID-19. Before it was, we were, how can the words I put? Before we were invited into this new norm.
Yeah.
We were all hanging out, going shoulder to shoulder, shaking hands, meeting and greeting one another with a hug. But today, there's been a major impact. It's called social distancing. And now we don't get as close to one another today unless it's close-knit family. But other than that, tell me about the situation being in the barbershop now, because you're close, you're nearby your customers now. And for me and going to the barbershop, that's our therapeutic time. We go in shoulder to shoulder. We chat about who's winning, what's going on in the community. So how is it going to look moving forward?
Well, it actually hurt me personally as it pertains to my character and who I am.
Yeah.
I'm used to socializing with my customers. And one thing the virus taught me was how much, when I thought about all the month or so while we were out, I kind of, I ain't gonna say I took for granted, but I didn't see the significance of the value of the relationships I built with my customers. And that made me think about that, during this season when we were, gone because closed down. And so it taught me, man, sometimes you take things for granted, but just the value, the relationships that you built with your customers. Their kids, they grow up knowing you, you know about their life and their work, and they come in, like you say, and they relax. And so these are relationships that I built.
Right.
And, you really have people that trust their barbers, and it's, just missing those faces. And now I've never been a person that's strictly about money. I know the money gonna come, but it's more like I got to get them in, get them out, one at a time. There's no room to talk. It's just, and hopefully down the road it can get better.
Exactly. Yeah. One day
Because
it
I
will
always
get better.
tell young barbers it's bigger than just cutting hair. And that's what what stuck out to me. The first thing, I, I'm not gonna say I didn't value, but just those relationships I built over the years.
Exactly. Yeah. It becomes priceless. As you said,
Mm-hmm.
you see the children grow up, and over time they become adults. And then
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you experience it yet. Those children now, as they become adults, they have children bringing them in. So it
Yes.
becomes generational, and it becomes so powerful because in behavior is taught through observation. So now
Yes.
by being a business owner, and these young men, young children seeing you operating your own business, now they start to question it, they start to admire it, and we pray that they will duplicate that and it becomes generational, and that can be passed on. So kudos.
Yes.
Hey, now this virus, it's been running rampant throughout our community, and at one point in time, Ouachita Parish has become a hot spot. I think
Mm-hmm.
even as of today, it still may be considered a hot spot right now. Now, some people have contracted it, some people have not, but nonetheless, the stress that comes with that has truly distanced us, but also has truly put us at a state of division. Do you think this behavior may carry on after the doors are truly open?
Um, you said one thing that stuck out to me, and you say this new norm. And as human beings, we're creatures of habit.
Yes.
And so uh, a lot of times we're used to a certain way until we get some type of disturbance. And so this change is going to be hard for all of us in some form or fashion, But I think what we have to look at, me being a minister, you have to check your perspective and attitude about it. And me personally, I let the word of God shape my perspective and attitude as we go into this new norm.
Yeah, I mean, we're definitely at a crossroad. I mean, we hear the government stimulating us or motivating us or pushing us to so-called reopen.
Yes.
But we also I mean, now don't get me wrong, I understand the economic infrastructure. We have to continue to build on it, but also the health infrastructure. I have to focus on that also. So we're at a major crossroad. And I just get to the stage sometime when I'm by myself, and I'm just, because we never even thought of this even happening ever. So it just hit us like overnight. It shut us down, it distanced us, and now the new norms that are taking place. So the new norms, I know earlier you mentioned you had to, in order for you to open up, what were the steps you had to take for the new norm in your business?
Well, first off, I paid attention to the news and to our governor, and we had to register our business through OpenSafe, LA.gov. We had to register our business.
You say open safe?
Yeah, OpenSafe, LA.gov. And once I registered, they sent us some guidelines or procedures we have to take in order to open up, and also hold us accountable. Because if we're not doing what they asked us, pertaining to what type of business, they give you guidelines on how you should conduct your business in phase one. And so I'm assuming they're going to have people coming out to check. So I met those requirements. And so basically, to sum it up in a nutshell, we can only have one person at a time per barber. And we have to wear masks, change out our gloves after every customer. You know, if you're not feeling well, don't come, you know, just little steps to mitigate,
Wow. So how in the world are we going to congregate at the barbershop and do some trash talking now?
Well, I told you that hurts me, you know. Most people, it don't bother me. I just want to get my money. But barbering is bigger than that to me. You know, I'm used to, like you say, usually right now it's the NBA playoffs.
That's right.
And you know, I personally was going to root for Boston.
Because I didn't see you drive some people in that barbershop now, Vandy.
Oh, yeah. They know I jump teams in a minute. It just drives them crazy, you know. But it's all about, you know, when I grew the minute I knew I wanted to be a barber was when I looked at Coming to America, when Eddie Murphy went into that barbershop. And I just saw the atmosphere. I say, you know, I want to do that. You know, that seemed kind of fun. Them barbers going back and forth, joking and talking crazy. So that really inspired me back then, watching Coming to America.
Okay. Wow. I didn't know that. That's pretty powerful right there.
Yeah.
So, Van, we were talking about how the new norm, how a small business transitions. Now, what about the church? Because I see you in your office. I guess you're at home or something, because it's a lot of books on the
Well, I'm actually at the barbershop.
You got an office like that at the barbershop?
Yeah. I mean, you know, I'm just a small time business, so it's nothing special, you know. So.
That's a nice chair you're in, too.
But you know, I have to conduct business as a Black owner, so, you know, I have to have somewhere to go, you know.
I like that. I like that. Hey, but I was trying to talk about the church, because now when we're locked down, unfortunately, we lost some lives, and there were some funerals taking place. So that was pretty major in our community, that people couldn't actually go to the funerals, and they had to transition to, I've seen a lot of videos, and some people were not even able to do that. Is this really the new norm now?
Well, sorry to say yes. And it's going to really press some of our leaders in the church. And just like we have to make decisions as business owners, pastors have to make decisions whether to what's best for their, you know, sheep, you know. Do they want to expose them? Because with the phase one, you can have, depending on the size of your church, you know, you can have 25% capacity. Like our church, you know, it was considered 400 something people capacity. So they said we can have 125. But my pastor said we're not coming back.
Really?
Yeah, we not. He don't want to put nobody in harm's way. And you know, and before this pandemic, we'd already had a Facebook Live page going every Sunday, and then I'm in charge of the YouTube page.
Okay.
So we're able to stay connected with our people, but it's a lot of churches going through some things. I'm telling you, it's gonna. You know, we got businesses closing. There's gonna be some churches closing as well.
Wow, I never considered that. I definitely considered the business. I never considered the churches.
Yeah.
But why? Can you speak to that? Why would a church close? Because just like your organization, your faith-based organization transition to social media and also YouTube, it seems, unless I'm not thinking practical, it seems like an easy transition.
Well, depending on the state the church was in before the pandemic, you know, is when you look at, you know, most people, they might have had enough in their bank account to make it 1 month, you know.
Right. Just like a small business.
Well, some people live paycheck to paycheck.
That's
and
right.
So when they got laid off, I mean, they immediately, you know, they're going to need assistance or something.
I got you.
And so some churches, they had some cushion, but not that much cushion.
Right, right.
But
Because it's been a
but
couple of
but
months now.
but it's all it, it all depends on the church, because you know, but we just got to keep praying on it for us, for the churches.
That's right. That's right. Well, Vandy, I know you're busy, man, because I see you in the community. You're working hard. I see you transitioning. You're also is it fair to say your own private ministry where you give a message on Facebook on a regular basis?
Well, yeah, that's part of my ministry. And that's just something I do because I want to uplift people, give them a word that might can encourage them or to keep them to keeping on, as we say in the church. You just
Okay.
never know who might need that word, and I'm just inspired every day to put out a thought of the day, a prayer of the day, and a word of the day.
Okay.
So that's part of my ministry. Every day I put out a thought or a prayer or a word of the day.
Okay. So we can reach out and we can catch you on Facebook at least once
Yeah.
a day and we can receive that.
Yes, sir. Yes,
All
sir.
right. And give me the name of your business again and also how to book an appointment.
Okay, it's Eternal Cuts and Styles. It's on 905 South 2nd, Monroe, Louisiana. And you can book your appointment on Booksy. It's Booksy. And you can either type in my name or the business name, and it should pull me up.
Well, Vandy, thank you again for squeezing me in. And remember, the community is based on small businesses. And we thank leaders like you for making a greater impact and for being a role model in our community. So thank you.
Yes, sir. And thank you for your time and bringing me on your show. And I pray that God continue to grow your show, that you can reach the masses.
Well, thank you again, sir. I sure appreciate you. You're a fine gentleman.